Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome. Wherever you are in the world, hi, and thanks for joining Les on another live stream. Again, it was just one of them things. I had nothing to do this morning because I'd been working all the past couple of days or so, so I thought, I'll do another live stream because the next one due in a couple of weeks, I won't be here. I'll be on my way to the UK. So I've got 3 people in the house. Good morning and welcome. 5 now. So if everything is working okay, I'll just leave a message here. Hi, everyone. So I can send some messages. Yeah, there we go. 2:56 p.m. Hi, Les. Barry in Thailand. Hello, Barry in Thailand. Okay. How come my text didn't come? Hi, everyone. Oh. For some reason, my text didn't come on there. Oh, anyway, whatever. We'll see if we can manage without that. Yeah, so thanks very much for joining us. We've got 19 in now, the creeping up. So thanks very much for joining us. As I say, from Les, retired and living the dream still in Thailand. Lots of things to discuss today, here, there and everywhere, and what's been going on and what is going to go on. Again, if anybody wants to ask a question, put a capital Q at the beginning of it, and as I can see the messages scrolling by, then I can see it's a question, and I'll do my best to answer the question. There's most things I can answer, but if I can't answer it, I'll give you my email address, and then you'll be able to send me an email, and then and by doing that, I can give you the answers that you want, or certainly direct you towards the people that you want. Barry Rock, okay, the audio and text fine, Les. Okay, good to see. I can't see my text on there. It just says 2:56 p.m. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can see it now. Okay, good. At least I can answer if anybody's got any questions that I can ask away. Afternoon, Les. Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. Okie dokie. Okay, so let's get started then. It's 3 o'clock, just about. Yeah, 3 o'clock. Here we go. So basically, starting off with the questions is, how does everybody feel? I've been watching the news over the past 2 or 3 days, and it's depressing, isn't it? And for those people who are tuned into this, Les living in Thailand, retired and living the dream, do you want to come here? Do you want to live in Thailand, or do you want to live in some other different countries to what you're living in? What is your dream? What is you wanting, and why is the reason why you want to leave the home country? Now, as majority of people that follow my channel know that I'm going back to the UK in a couple of weeks' time. May the 3rd, I actually fly to the UK, and I got a superb flight. Saying that, I booked it before the crisis in the Middle East with Oman Air, and it was £262, including the lounge pass at Bangkok Airport. So £262 to fly all the way from here to London. I think it's an incredible deal. And then as soon as it kicked off in the Middle East, I knew everything was going to go in a northwards and upwards direction. So what I did, I booked a flight, and I'm coming back with Emirates for 340 quid. So going to England and coming back is 3 for 5, about 600 quid, which is cheaper than what most people can get a return for. I think I've seen a queue coming up there. Did I see a queue? Queue question, yes. How was your meeting with a lawyer regarding the house? I had a meeting with a lawyer, and then I had a conversation with another lawyer. They sort of both give different types of information, but there are certainly 5 ways, and the lawyer that I'd recommend everybody to go and ask the questions to, because he seems the most switched on of them both, was Lawyers for Expats, Brian. Now he's given me 5 different ways of being able to secure this house so I don't lose it. And I think anybody that comes over to Thailand or anywhere where they can't own property like they can in your own country, you need to take lawyers' advice. And there's something like 76,000 company formations. It's easy for me to say, isn't it? Have been scrapped, and some people have lost their houses and things like that because they've gone through through a company. Now, Brian from Lawyers for Expats has got a way around it, transferring over from a company base to a different way of securing your house and property. And again, I was quite enheartened the fact that there is ways of protecting your property. So I would say have a word with Brian from Lawyers from Expats. 5 different ways of securing a property. If you're married or living with somebody, there are multiple ways of doing it, and all lawful and all legal, because his partner is a barrister in law, and they've used the law to be able to not get round this system, but to give you more options of being able to secure your property. Now, again, this house here, without going over the grounds that we've done for the past 2 or 3 weeks, I'm secure in this house. Ploy can't take it off me. I can't lose it because her name isn't even on the contract. But I also do realise that I can't own it. Well, I can own the house, but I can't own the land that it sits on. But there are ways and means of at least securing the property so you can't be ousted from it or taken off it or sold underneath your feet. Again, I've worked with Brian and Lawyers for Expats. He'll tell you anything and everything that you want to know. And the rough cost of being able to do this, secure it, is about 55,000 baht in their lawyers' fees. That's over and above if you're going to be buying the property and things like that. So it's around about 55,000, a small price to pay, I think, to make sure that you're covered in the fact that you're not going to lose your house. Right. Good afternoon, Les from Huddersfield. Hello, Huddersfield. Why is everybody choosing Vietnam? Well, Vietnam is a beautiful place. I've been to Vietnam 3 times now, and I've loved it. But there isn't the security of the retirement visa like there is in Thailand. You've still got to leave the country every 90 days. So I would say the visa problems in Vietnam. But let's face it, one day that they may change things and get around that system. But Vietnam was my second choice of living because it's a stunningly beautiful place, Vietnam. I liked it. Highest body count in 24 hours. I don't know what you mean by that. Morning, let's hope you're well. Genuine question. If Ploy came back for you and she had cut all ties with her son, and could she come back? Would you? No. Sadly, that boat has sailed now. I wouldn't go back down the same road. For the reasons where I've given on previous videos, and please, I don't want to turn this into a repeat live stream as what I did the last time. Basically, all I talked about last time was it was due to the questions that people are asking. Don't get me wrong, and I appreciate the questions. This is your chance to ask the questions that you want. But no, even if she cut all her ties with her son, she is never ever going to cut her ties with her mum and dad. And sadly, her mum and dad are aging, so they will be sick one day, and she will return home to look after her mum and dad. So in some ways, by her jumping ship it saved me more heartache than if it had gone on for another 2 or 3 years, because then she would have left and gone and looked after her parents. She's the dutiful daughter, and I would never ever blame her for doing that. But when all's said and done, that's her choice. So no, the answer is employee asked to come back, I wouldn't ask her, I wouldn't say, yes, come back, because that boat has sailed now and the chance of reconciliation and talking about it has passed. If she wasn't prepared to talk about it before, why should she be talking about it now? Anyway, let's move on from that. There's more things to talk about than that. Hi, Les. Sunny but cold in Portsmouth, UK. Been here for 4 weeks and can't wait to get back to my girlfriend in Pool Villa and Sam Country Club. 9 more days to go. Well, it's hot here. I've got the fan going on just behind the computer to keep me cool, even though there's a little bit of a breeze. We're in hot season now. And I love it. I don't mind the temperature. I'd sooner sit in front of a fan than sit in front of an electric fire or a gas fire or a radiator. So yeah, 9 days, it'll soon pass, and then you can come back to the swimming pool. Many people have asked me whether I want a swimming pool here. Would I put a swimming pool here? I wouldn't use it as much as it wouldn't warrant the cost to put a swimming pool in here. And the people that I know that have got a swimming pool, it costs them a lot of money in time and effort to actually keep it clean. So no, I've got the sea. God has provided the big ocean that I can go swimming in, and I can go to the hotels. I mean, the hotel that I had in Bangkok had a rooftop pool. I didn't even dip my toes in it. So yeah, but it's nice to have a pool, and it's nice to dip in every now and then. Hi, Les. Hope you're well. I'm okay, Dave Clark. Thanks very much. Have a safe trip back to your home, unless you're already home now. If I'd known that you were going to Koh Chang, I would have made the effort to go there. But sadly, I just come back from Bangkok and I found out that you were in Koh Chang. But I'll be heading up your direction in December-ish. So I'm going to go see Kenny, go see you, Dave. I'm going to go and see another Dave Clark, and then I'm hopefully going up to Pai for Christmas for a month. I'm going to go and see Ben as well. So yeah, there's a few people on my list to go and see, all up in your direction. So look forward to it. So Les, your long-term plans are to lease your house out. Lease your house there in Pai. No, I'm not going to rent this house out. It's going to stay the way it is. I've gone through the rental program when I lived in the UK, and I didn't particularly like it. It causes a lot of problems, and some people can damage it. Some people can do a moonlight flit, if you like. It's not worth it. For the money that I'd make on it, it's not worth it. I'm financially solvent, the fact that I can go and rent a house. In fact, there's a couple of places that I've looked on Airbnb. Oh, excuse me, gas. In Pai for 3 weeks in Pai, and it was £400, and it was some stunningly beautiful views overlooking the river. So for £300 to £400 for 3 weeks, it's not too expensive, is it? You know, it's manageable. Highlights retirement visa for over 50s, easy process. Yeah, it's not difficult for the over 50s. There's ways and means of doing it. I'm transferring over from a marriage visa to a retirement visa, and the cost of that is 1,900 if you have the income method, or if you have the 800,000 baht in the bank. It's probably one of the easiest visas that you can get, and although many people complain about it, it's not difficult. They don't ask for too much, and the immigration are your friends. People fear immigration, but they are there to help you and help you their will. So yeah, don't be afraid of the immigration. The visa situation in Thailand is easy. It's not too difficult at all. Thanks for the honest answer. A bit of good news for us. We have secured a visa for the wife's niece to come stay with us for 3 weeks in June. but we paid our airfare direct with Thai 1,000. Oh yeah, Thai Airways. Thai Airways at the minute is the most expensive flight from England to Bangkok. I mean, Thai Airways is very, very nice. Don't get me wrong, but I'd sooner go with there's Etihad, Emirates, and Oman. They're sort of all from the Middle East. But I prefer doing a mid-stop halfway as opposed to doing the long distance flight. Because sitting down for 12 and a half, 13 hours is a long time on your bum, especially in economy. And I refuse to pay first class or business class prices. I could have three flights for the cost of one flight, and I'll just suffer in the economy. As long as I can get up, I always get an aisle seat now, so I can easily get in and out, and life is much simpler with them. And if you stop halfway, it's a 6 or 7 hour flight. You walk between one gate to the next, which stretches your legs, and you're all sort of refreshed again. And then the next flight is only 6 or 7 hours again, as opposed to 13. Time-wise, it does take a lot longer, but feeling-wise, it's much easier. That's my preference anyway. Hello, Les. You look great, mate. Thanks very much, Bill. Always a pleasure, mate. Thanks very much for joining us. Hi, Les. Looking well. Yeah, I feel good as well. I'm still 95 kilos, even though I was eating and drinking all the wrong foods, if you like, in Bangkok. I've still remained at 95 kilos, and long may that last. I feel really, really good. A lot of people think I look ill because they're used to seeing a chubby Les as opposed to a skinny Les. And to be honest, I'd still like to lose at least another 10 kilos to get down to 85 kilos, which should be, on technical terms, for health reasons and things like that. That is my ideal weight. But I've always been a chubby chappy ever since leaving school. So, you know, I've always battled with my weight. But 95 kilos, I've not been this light for at least 20 years. Maybe it's more than 20 years. So I do feel great. I've done a lot of home exercise over the past 2 or 3 days. I've been painting and decorating, gardening, cutting hedges, cutting the grass. So that's one of the beautiful things about having your own house, or without not living in a condo, that you've always got things to do in the house. And I enjoy doing it as well. So I've enjoyed working, and it gives me something to do as well, which makes the days go by very, very quickly. Singapore Air London to Singapore, 430. I like Singapore. I've been to Singapore 3 times, but it's only very small, so you only need to go there for a long weekend and you've seen everything. Hi, Les. Was thinking about renting my house here in sunny Basingstoke, UK, but too many rules now. Hopeful house is going on the market Monday to sell, then Thailand. Here I come. Yeah, I've got to say, and again, I'll sort of give the quick synopsis of what happened to me. I had 2 houses that I rented out, and one house, it was a house of multiple occupation, and I got 3 nice lads in there, and sadly they got involved in the wrong type of person, if you like, and became addicted to themselves, to the substances that they were trying to sell. And it took me 18 weeks through the courts to evict them. And this is going back 30 years ago now. So 18 weeks of no money, and they just systematically destroyed the house. Then I had to, I'm not a man of violence. I applaud, but don't like violence at all. But I had to get somebody who could speak their language to explain the errors of their ways, if you get my drift. So after being spoken to and shown the errors of their ways, they decided to leave. But on the way out, 3 lads caused £1,000 worth of damage to each one of the flats. Smashed the smashed the fire alarm system, ripped all the chairs and the sofas and the beds. So renting for me never worked. it always had problems. And the other house that I had for university students, I thought they're a better class of people. No, they can be just as bad, and they cause damage to the furniture and to the light fittings. And the university just said, "Oh, that's fair wear and tear." So I would say yes, that's the good way of doing it now is selling the house rather than renting it. Renting it, you never know. I know there's agents who say that they'll manage the property for you and they'll collect the rent, but even that can go wrong. A friend of mine lost £2,000 in rent. Again, this is 30 years ago. Lost £2,000 in rent because the agent contacted the tenants, and the tenant, "Oh, I've just lost my job, so I'm going on to benefit." So, and then 2 or 3 months later, they just up and went and stole all the furniture. I know there are good stories and that as well, but it's like everything else. There's more bad stories with renting properties out than good stories. I mean, I've seen some of the properties down in London. You know, people are like £5,000, £6,000, £10,000 out of pocket. That's a lot of money to lose, isn't it? So there's no easy way of making money but working. And renting properties out isn't easy either. It comes with its problems also. So yeah, hope you get your house sold. I'm sure with the housing market it'll go pretty quickly, and then just forget about it and come to Thailand. But make sure if you're buying a house or you're renting a house here in Thailand, take lawful legal advice. If you're going to be buying something, take precautions, because you don't want to lose all the money that you've had by selling your property and losing it all over here in Thailand. Have a word with Brian from Lawyers for Expats, and he'll keep you right. Oh, my voice is a bit croaky today. Must be all the singing I've been doing. I had the music on loud and singing to all the songs while I've been painting and decorating. Please hit the thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up. I can't see how many thumbs up there, but there's 83 people in the house here. Yeah, a thumbs up all helps the algorithm, and thanks very much for that, Bill. Hi Les, how was Songkran in Pattaya? Moving to Thailand in 16 months, had enough of the UK. The government seems to hate British taxpayers, wasting billions on illegal migrants and scoundrels. The Songkran I enjoyed very, very much. I've got to say, I really pinned all the hopes on the Songkran in Bangkok. On Siloam Road, it's the biggest street party in the world, and there was 200,000 people there. But I had more fun in Pattaya than I did in Bangkok, because on Siloam Road, I mean, on Siloam Road, there was two streets, and you see by the video, I went down the wrong way, but at first I didn't see the people going down the other side, the one-way system. So you went down one way and you came back the other way. But anyway, but the advantage of that is that you could, when I use the camera, you could see people's faces. If I was in the right direction, going in the right floor, all you would have seen is the people's back of the heads. So it did have its advantage that you could see people enjoying themselves and having fun. But Siloam Road is 2.75 kilometers long, and once you were in that queue, there was no getting out of it, and you were shoulder to shoulder. It was much fun. It really was, and I enjoyed it. But Pattaya, with all the bars, with the music and the water fighting and pistols, it was just a much better atmosphere. So I've been to Pattaya a few times for Songkran. I've always enjoyed it, but I'd give Bangkok a go. As much as I enjoyed it, I'd go back to Pattaya every time. It's much more fun I felt in Pattaya. Pattaya tonight is the 19th. It's the last night of Songkran, and they have live bands on the beach. It's going to be a fantastic night because they close the beach road. It's really good. But I know and I understand it's not for everybody, but I love it. So anyway, best wishes with your move in 16 months. I agree 100%. UK has lost its way. It's given the money to the wrong people. How much better off would normal, average, everyday families feel with another £1,000 a year in the pocket, as opposed to for every illegal immigrant that comes into our country, it costs the taxpayers £43,000. That's 40 for every one person. That's 43 people, good people that they could give £1,000 to. It's crazy. But even 30 years ago, when I was in the fire brigade, I brought up this subject again. If you're bad, you get paid, you get treated. Like there was plenty of courses that we, even with the fire brigade, dealt with people that were, you know, either in prison, in between prison, or just coming out of prison, and they got all the treats, and none of the good kids got any of them treats. So all the good kids seeing that bad behaviour pays, and that's to the same effect. Now they're criminals coming into our country, but they're given all the benefits and all the rights. So I'm going to see some of that when I actually go back to Redcar. There's a big march on the 16th of May in London. Now, sadly, I won't be able to get to that because I've only got 5 weeks back at home in the UK. Otherwise, I'd love to have gone there and seen what goes on. But if there's any demonstrations in Middlesbrough or any big places like that, then I'll go to the local ones, or Newcastle or any big cities. But I can't get down to London. Evening, Les. Hope you're okay. Good to see you from Scott Newley. Hi, Scott. Thanks very much for tuning in, matey. Always a pleasure. I'll rent when in Thailand. I'm now thinking, do I put the 800,000 baht in the bank or use an agent to get my... If you haven't... tying 800,000 baht up is a lot of expense to tie up. For me, what I have suggested to other people, use an agent for the first year. That may cost you 35 to 45,000 baht, but you get 15 months for that. And during 12 months of that, deposit 65,000 baht into your bank account. And then the following year, you can then apply for your retirement visa based on the income method, because you've shown 65,000 baht going into a bank account every month. That is the easy way of doing it. And then you haven't got 800,000 baht stuck away in the bank, because there's other situations that are happening with the banks with that 800,000 baht in the bank, especially Bangkok Bank. And if Bangkok Bank does it, Kasikorn may do it, or the other banks may do it. And this is over and above what immigration asks for 2 months before the application and 3 months after. But the Bangkok Bank freeze that 800,000 baht in the bank for 4 months. So they're freezing it, so you can't even get access to it. And that's the bank doing it, not because of what immigration say. So for those people that rely on the 800,000 baht as an emergency medical treatment fund, may not be able to get access to it for 4 months of the year because of the bank is frozen it. So I would say the income method is probably the best method. Use an agent to get the first of all, and then transfer over to the income method every month, 65,000 a month. Because let's face it, you're going to get some money sent over so you can live on it anyway. So why not use that for the same? That's just my penny's worth anyway. Hi Les, what's wrong with the UK? Oh, hang on, let me show you the list. I've got a big list there. Well, only a small list. But I'm going on a mission to have a look to see what is wrong with the UK. And let's see what I come up with, because the last time I got some good. I think my highest video that I had, or highest viewing, was 203,000 people when I did my walkabout from my sister's house into the centre of Redcar. 203,000 views. So I've hopefully got to try and better that, don't I? But I'll be doing 2 or 3 videos a week whilst in the UK. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm looking forward to going and see my sister, because she's thankfully been cancer-free now for 6 months. She did all the tests, having half a lung taken out, so she's sort of cancer-free. So I'm going to go and spend a little bit of time with her and see family and friends, and go and see what's wrong with the UK. And I'll do some comparison videos of how much it is to cost and why people want to stay in the UK. What is so good about the UK in like the normal areas? If we all lived in a well-heeled area where we sort of in a bubble where you were protected from everyday things that are going on, then it's nice to live in a bubble because you live in a nice surroundings, nice area, but not everybody can afford to live in nice areas and nice surroundings. Where I live here, when I was renting this house, it was 12,000 a month. So it was like £260 a month. What could you get in the UK for £260 a month? You wouldn't get nothing. You can't even get a room for that amount of money. Hi Les, we are from the UK moving to Thailand late this year or early next year. If things go to plans, we are back in Nakhon Sawan in June. Best regards, Daniel and Churi. I apologize if I said that Churi wrong, but yeah, hurry back to Thailand. It's a wonderful place. I mean, I've lived here for 13 years and I love it, but I'm also opening the doors and I'm going to have a look at the Philippines, and I'll come on about that a little bit later on. Hello Les, good afternoon from Jump DM. Oh, hi. You need to go down into Pattaya tonight because it's the big party night tonight. All the entertainment's on live on stage. All the beach road is closed. So yeah, you need to go down there. It'll be a fantastic night tonight because it's the last night. And then tomorrow morning, as if nothing has happened. Blah, 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 blah. Where else? Brilliant. Thanks for your advice. No problems. Okay, right. Let's get onto some of these things. Okay, so any suggestions on how they can fix the UK then? How can they fix the UK now with Stammer, one of the most hated prime ministers since records began? How can they fix the UK's problems? The second question is that everybody was saying, the amount of millionaires and billionaires that were leaving the UK, I think the direction that they were going to was the Arab countries, Dubai and things like that. So where have they gone now? Now all of this trouble's happened in the Middle East. So where has all the millionaires and billionaires gone now that there's trouble in the Middle East? So where have they all gone to? And we need to, the UK needs to attract loads of people back to the UK to invest in doing everything. If there's no incentive and the honest, hardworking taxpayer is taxed to hell, where's all the money going to come from? They are literally spending billions and billions and pounds on useless things that they're trying to do. How can the country go back? How can it be like it was? I mean, I was born in 1960. We were brought up in a poor neighborhood, but I've got to say life was pretty good. There's nothing I really, wanted. Where nowadays it takes two people to run a household, and kids and things like that. Where's it all gone wrong? And how can it be fixed? Crazy. We need Rupert Law. He will fix it. Zach Polensky would be even worse than Stammer. As incredible as that sounds. Well, by looking at the news, it looks like Stammer he's going to give an announcement on Monday, and he's threw he's one of his ministers under the bus, and as like somebody said yesterday, it's never ever Stammer's fault. The latest thing now he said, nobody told me. He's the head he's the top guy, and he was criticized. He said, the adults are back in the house now. We are going to do away with all the sleaze and the corruption. they're probably been worse than any other party in the world. At least in Thailand, corruption, everybody knows it's corrupt, but in England, that preach as if it's not corrupted, but it is. And so if Stammer goes on Monday, then we have David Lammy, who's going to be even worse than Stammer. There is no alternative solution, certainly for the next 3 years, which causes problems. The pound has plummeted. There's the inflation rates going up. There is no hope. There is no good feeling of the economy in England, which drags everybody else down with it as long. I mean, England, we used to rule half the world, and now we can't even defend Cyprus. And apparently the ship that went to Cyprus to defend it is broken down anyway. So we have one warship that was working but isn't working now. We're a joke. It's laughable what's going on. When you park 800,000 in a bank for retirement visa, can you earn interest on the money, or does it have to be a check account? You can put it into a interest account, but the interest isn't very good at all here. So basically, you've just got to put it in there and forget about it. You've got to put 800,000 in to start off 2 months before, but you can go down to 400,000 up until. You can go down to 400,000 3 months or 5 months after it's been in there, because it has to be 2 months before, 3 months afterwards. So for 5 months, 800,000 baht is tied up. And then after the 5th month to the 10th month, you can go down to 400, but then it needs to be topped back up again to the 800,000 baht 2 months before your next application. So I would say, keep your 800,000 baht in a high interest account over here in the UK or America, wherever you're from. Get an agent to do it, and the interest that you'll make on the 800,000 will pay for the agent in the first place, and then use the income method. And that's the easiest way for me. That's the easiest way to do it. Was Richie Sunak? No, I don't think. The Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher, I think she ruled with an iron stick, with an iron bar. Love her or hate her, she certainly ruled with authority. The UK is going in the direction it is designed to go. Yeah, but who designed it to go in that direction? A bad direction. It would become a Muslim nation, likes of Stammer. Well, according to some of the other pundits, will be, again, this was said by some Muslim guy a little while ago, maybe it's 1 or 2 years ago. I heard it on the news, and he was saying, like, the average UK family has 2 or 3 kids, and the Muslim family might have 8 or 10 kids, and their 8 or 10 kids will have 8 or 10 kids. So as far as population's concerned, in another 30 years, we will be the minority group of people in the UK. That's what I think anyway. But I don't know. But it is certainly going in the wrong direction, isn't it? I wouldn't be wanting any advice of Les, guys. So why wouldn't you want any? Why wouldn't you want to be any advice off me, Bath Bus Bob? Margaret Thatcher killed Scotland and the north of England. Yeah, love her or hate her, she ruled with an iron fist, didn't she? She had some power amongst her. What has Stammer got? You know, flip-flop Stammer. Every decision she's made is flip-flopped on. I mean, I'm not a political type of person, but she's the only person that ruled with authority. Everybody else has just flip-flopped. And when's the last decent prime minister that we've had then? If you say that, you know, you wouldn't take any other, you put your pennies worth in. Who was the best prime minister in, say, the last 60 years then? Let's have a look, see what you have to say about that. it's not easy running a country, I know, and there's plenty of people. You know, there'll never be a really, really good prime minister because you're always going to upset somebody when all's said and done. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah. Again, with the information that I give, there's no BS. It is how it is. And yeah, I don't sugarcoat anything. You know, I'm not right in everything. Some of the things that I say, you know, people disagree with, but I take constructive criticism like anybody else. But when all's said and done, you know, we all have our life to lead and we're all going to think of our own ways. And that's the way it goes, isn't it? The globalists like Keir Starmer are just advancing their own border policies. Nationalism is the enemy of the globalists. That's why they don't like Trump. So, okay, then, I've heard that a couple of times before. So what is the ultimate goal then of the globalists? What does the globalists want? I've heard this before, you know, the globalists are in charge of the... So is it to their advantage to destroy the UK or destroy America or destroy Europe? What is their goal, even if they succeeded in doing that? You know, the globalists, I presume, are the elitists who have all of the money, or they own top 1% of all the income in the world. So what's the point in doing that? I can't understand people who say such things. And again, Trump, you know, he's the bully boy of the world. He's decided to do what he does, and America is sitting pretty. Really, they've got all the cards as far as they've got their own oil, they've got their own gas. You know, good for them. But by doing what he's done, he's upset the world power, and he's increased everybody's expenditure, but his own. Yeah. Okay. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion, and it actually wasn't for 10. It was only 9.5 years. But again, in my opinion, we had 9.5 good years together. And like it or not, you know, people have relationship problems, and I talk about the good bits and the bad bits. And sadly, a little bit of a bad bit has come along, but it's opened more doors. So am I crying about it? No, I'm not. I've opened the door, I've embraced single lifestyle again, and I'm walking through that door. And so should many other people. You know, as one of my videos said, a sad day is a wasted day once you get over 60 years of old, because you haven't got that many days left. Their goal is you will own nothing, do as you're told, and be happy. Trump takes... well, when all's said and done, we'd never own anything because we're all going to die one day anyway. And told to be happy, well, you can be told to be happy, but whether you're happy or whether you're not is two different things. We need a politician that loves the country and put the British people, and that would be Rupert Lowe. Well, he certainly says the right things, that's for sure. Small hats are the problem. Yeah. Any luck selling the house? I've had a few sniffs and a few tire kickers, if you like, but nothing concrete. Again, we need a politician that put the country and the British people. Again, I mean, the British people are the salt of the earth. You know, they are the people who built Britain, if you like, and now they're getting punished for it. There was a statistic put on the other day which shocked me, that if you're a married couple and have 3 kids and you don't work, the income and all the benefits that you get is £41,000 a month. Now, to get a take-home income of £41,000 a month, you'd have to be earning £71,000. So where's the get up and go and say, okay, I'm going to go to work and earn less than £41,000 a month? But there are still many people who actually do it, and I was one of them. I've always worked hard. I've never got nothing for nothing, and I've always believed in working hard. It gives you the respect, and but when I've seen the other people who are on benefits, and again, this example that they used the other day, £41,000 a year for not working at all, I'd say give me a bit of that. And there's actually TikTok videos and social media videos on how to have the interview for your PIP, personal independence payments, and how to ensure that you get it. And you pay this person a certain amount of money, and they will give all the answers that you need to say to PIP. And apparently one of them is that if you say that you feel suicidal, they won't ask you any more questions for fear that you're going to kill yourself. How shameful it is that this country the UK has gone to that situation that no work pays more than working. One life, live it. Exactly, I'd go with that one. £41,000. Yeah, £41,000 a year, not a month, a year. Did I get something in Pattaya? Just think what you want to think. There's more to Pattaya than meets the eye. You keep slagging Stammerflays. Who would you rather have? I don't know who I'd rather have, because there's nobody that there's Farage and Rupert Law as what other people. They sing the right tune at the end of the day. But Stammer, what a tosser. I mean, I don't like lawyers anyway, because lawyers are, they are crooks with their certificates, and he was one of the top crooks, I think, and he still is. I mean, with all his free suits and his freebies and his classes and his, I think somebody had some information on him, and that's why he gave Mandelson the top job type of thing, because somebody's got a big black book on a lot of the politicians, and Stammer is in that black book, I believe, and I think this will come out in due course. Bun of millionaires like reform who would privatise the NHS. Should the NHS be privatised? When all said and done, how many people actually waste the time of the NHS, go for appointments or making appointments and never turn up? The privatisation, at least even if they charge like a tenner to go and see a doctor or something like that, the amount of money that would save in itself would be humongous. Just blame game. All politicians are dodgy. I wouldn't say all politicians are dodgy. Just I think they all come into the game with their head held high, thinking they want to serve the public, but then eventually they're forced to put the snouts in the trough. Liz is correct. Stammer is barbaric and oppressive. Thanks very much for that. Farage, Lubert Rowe, Jenny Badenoch are all better options than Stammer. I would agree with that. But again, when you're in opposition, you can slag the party off, but actually put them in like what Labour did. They used to slam the Tories off, and they're no better. Why do you care, Les? You ran from the UK and spent years slagging it off. I'm not slagging it off. I'm just giving you my my views on how I see it from a different country. I didn't run away. I chose to leave a country that actually offered me nothing and just took everything from you. And I still pay tax in the UK, but you get nothing for it. You get nothing back for it at all. And like my state pension, I paid into it all them years, but because I live in Thailand, they're going to freeze that as well. So I'm not slagging the UK off. It is what it is, and I'm only venting what other people are saying also. If you think I'm slagging you give me 2 good points about the UK. Then just give me 2. Just give me 2 good points about the UK, and let's see what they are. How he's not a lawyer? He's a human rights lawyer. He's useless wimp of a man, if you can call it. Yeah, again. I didn't know. Nobody told me. It never came across my desk. He blames everybody else for himself. Let's get down to Rawai and Phuket. I think you like it down there. Plenty to do and see with great beaches. I went down to Krabi type thing. Phuket's full of Russians now, and the Russians are causing problems. I much prefer it up here north. Again, I live 8 minutes away from a beautiful beach, like 30 minutes away from a beautiful tropical island, and I'm happy with that. Do you think now that you're single, you will visit UK more now, or are you planning to travel more local to you? I'm going to see my sister and my friends in the UK. That's the only reason why I'm going back to the UK. I'll never ever come back to live in the UK. Not that I'm slagging it off. It's just that value for money, Thailand and the Asian countries give me a better lifestyle, better standard of living than the UK could ever give me. So it's like everything else. You go where your pound goes further and where your lifestyle is better. And I feel that the Asian countries, for me, offers me a better standard of living than living in the UK. And I'll prove that when I go back to the UK as for house costs and food costs and things like that. It's only when you get outside of the box that you see what it's actually like living inside of the box. And I think that everybody should have a look outside and see what it's like. Hi Les, we're hoping to get to Thailand soon for retirement, but house sale problems still holding us back. Sim and Doug and Halfley. Well, I hope everything goes well. I hope the house sale goes through, and best wishes for your future plans. It's good if you have a dinghy. Yeah, perhaps if I do arrive in a dinghy, I should have just booked a flight to. France, come across on a dinghy. I would have had a free 4-star hotel, 3 meals a day, and if I decided to go back to Thailand, that might have given me £10,000 or £3,000 as a like, see you later, bye-bye for now. Stammer decided the Iran conflict was not the UK war, but he also decided the Ukraine conflict was UK. Yeah. He's just the puppet. There's other people pulling his strings. Let's just need to stop reading the right-wing media. Considering a working class, you're always talking up the millionaire parties, believes that they are. Why would I talk? I've never talked about the millionaire parties. I've always talked about the honest, hard-working people, of one of which I am. Have you dyed your hair and the eyelashes, Les? Putting people who have hair from the UK anti-white they care about are all putting people who have their. I can't. Yeah. Where would you go to for the majority of people that are here? Where would you move to? You know, as apart from the UK, where would you wish to choose to move to? Where do you think the best countries are for you to live if you had the choice? I married a Vietnamese lady, so I get a 5-year visa. I'm 60, so life is good. Well done for that. Again, as I said, there is things that with visas, but marrying a Vietnamese girl to get a 5-year visa, whereas like now the visas it is just 3 months and then you have to leave the country. Your location is perfect, cost effective and peaceful. Thanks very much for that, Dave. I'd agree with that. Having travelled all around Thailand, I would say I live in a perfect location. It's beautiful here. You are turning into a grumpy old man, Les. No, it's just a conversation. I'm not a grumpy old man. I'm just going through what other people are saying also. How can I be a grumpy old man living here? I'm a lucky man. I really am lucky, and I thank my lucky stars. And it was only because of the working hard in the UK has given me the opportunity to spread my wings and move out to other places. I'm just explaining in my own mind and my own thoughts about how people put up with crap that goes on, and they should do something about it, as I did. You better tell the house owner you are selling the house. She might have something to say about it. Yes, she did. I told her, and she said, good luck with the sale. No problem with that whatsoever. I moved to Thailand 18 years ago. Can't see past it. Well done, my friend. Well done. I've been here for 13 and a half years now, and I love it. But I'm also now opening the doors, looking at different countries. And the Philippines is one of the places that I'll be looking at. YouTube put these numbers on my YouTube name, not me. I don't know about that. I was down at the beach in Rayong next to all the fishing boats. I docked up and they were putting up some equipment for a concert later. Yeah, there's an event going on in our village tonight. They have live bands on it. I mean, our village is only a small village, but I think the 20th is the last official day that Songkran is all over and done with and finished. The UK is in a mess. It's partly because of the people who say, let's stop reading right-wing media and you're a grumpy old man. The UK is full of grumpy people because they can't get out of it and they can't do nothing about it. And they're grumpy because they've got the need to be grumpy because there's nothing good happening in the UK. Is she going to let you keep the money? Well, what do you think? I heard the Koreans are taking over the Philippines. I don't know. I'll find out all of these things. And coming on to that, I've got a meeting somebody from the Philippines next week sometime. Let's have a look. And she is a girl called Marianne, and she is from the Philippines. And she's a Filipino vlogger, and she's I think a place called Dipolog, which isn't too far away from Dumaguete. She's got 3,500 subscribers. So I met her in Jomtien the other day when I was down in Pattaya, and she's coming up to this location. So we're going to meet for lunch one day, and we're gonna do a joint vlog together, or a joint video together. So if anybody's got any questions that they want to know with regard to the Philippines, then please send me an email and I'll ask her these questions also. But I'm also going to be asking the questions for me as well, because the Philippines, again, it's on my radar now, especially if I move to the Philippines. I would get my state pension rises every month, which does make a difference, especially as the rates are going to be 3 to 4% every year. So over a 5-year period, that sort of gives me it for rent free. There's all sorts of ways of looking upon it, but now that I'm single again, I can open them doors and I can go and have a look. I've lived in Thailand now for 13 years, so I'm going to go look at different countries and see what different countries have got to offer. And again, Vietnam, I like Vietnam as well, so I'm going to be visiting Vietnam and the Philippines and the UK. Don't listen to all the negative comments, Les. There's a lot of sad, jealous people out there. Everybody's got a comment. Everybody's got a thought about it, good or bad or whatever. But I appreciate. Thanks very much. Sadly, there's a lot of people to complain about everything. So yeah, sadly there's a lot of people complaining about their standard of living and things like that. And you know, there's no need to be jealous and angry with everybody else. It's within your hands to make something happen, to do something about it. Hi Les, listening from the Philippines. Hello, I'll be there in June for my birthday in July. So I'm going there for a month, and I may extend it for 2 months, depends on what happens. Keep your doors locked. I live in a very safe, secure location. Crime here is sort of non-existent. I've lived here for 8 years, and the only thing that's gone on in this village is the banana theft. Somebody stole a bunch of bananas. That's the only criminal activity that's happened in the village location that I live. I feel very safe living here, and Thailand is generally a safe place to live. So no need to worry about keeping my doors locked. You as a UK citizen have so much freedom, security and free healthcare in the UK. In Thailand you have none of that. You are a guest at best. I understand I'm a guest at best. I understand that. Thailand has its regulations like every other country around the world. Free healthcare in the UK. When I had to call the ambulance because I had a suspected heart attack, I had to wait 4 hours. 4 hours for an ambulance on a category 1 call. So is the NHS good at everything? No, it isn't. It's overrun by too many people. It's under pressure. Treatment in the NHS, okay, it's free, but you might get past, you know, like cancer treatment. You're supposed to be looked at within 6 weeks. That could take anywhere up to 3 months now in the NHS in the UK. Here, I've seen a couple of times, I've seen a doctor within 10 minutes of getting to a hospital. And I've got medical insurance here. It costs me money for medical insurance, but it's there as a backup type of thing. And the healthcare over here in Thailand is as good as anywhere else in the world. So yeah, I don't mind paying money for healthcare over here. And I don't mind feeling as a guest over here in Thailand. If you abide by the rules, then you've got nothing to worry about living over here in Thailand. Have you changed your visa? Marriage visa is only valid for 7 days when you divorce. No, I haven't changed my visa yet. That's the paperwork is in process, and it will get sorted out. And again, we sort of it was a mutual agreement, mutual separation, and so all the paperwork is in process, and we've crossed them bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And don't leave your shoes outside. Yeah, if you leave your shoes outside, I left my flip-flops outside and some dog chewed one of my flip-flops. Right, okay, let's have a look. Are people not allowed to be negative? I occasionally watch Paddy Doyle. I find him hard work, everything is brilliant, beautiful, wonderful, nothing is bad according to him. What is the point? I like Paddy Doyle. Yeah, but I had to send him a message once when his motor dreamy broke down, and some guy rescued him, took his motorbike to a repair shop, just helped him along his way, and lent him his broken down motorbike. And he did a video and he slagged him off. He said, "He's given me this motorbike and it's shit." But he stopped and he helped him take his motorbike to a repair shop absolutely for free. And then he gave him his motorbike to ride around. So I said to him, I said, why don't you just, if the brakes are crap, get the brakes fixed as a thank you gift to him, instead of slagging him off. He picked you up for free, took you to a garage with your motorbike for free, and he lent you the only motorbike that he had, and you're slagging him off. So yeah, I like Paddy Doyle. He's got a lot of followers, and yes. But yeah, we all have our choices. You know, you can't be positive all the time. And we all have our negative thoughts and everything. And, you know, I say my piece, whatever. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But we all have an opinion. Guests can be told to leave at any time. Well, for the past 13 and a half years, I've never been told to leave. And as Thailand, their economy is based on tourism, why are they going to say you need to leave? And if you keep your nose clean and you're contributing to the system, why would they tell you to leave? They have an expression, good guys in, bad guys out. They get rid of the bad guys now, and I've got no problem with that. And with the UK, it's bad guys in, good guys out. So what's your answer to that one? Let's create life can be single, freedom, love it. Yeah, I mean, again, it's been a couple of months now. I'm getting used to it. And it has opened doors and it's opened opportunities. And I'm going to grasp that opportunity with both hands and go and do the things that I want to do. More value in being positive generally. I would agree with that. My glasses always are full. And I always look on the positive side of life. But every now and then there is a couple of negative things that occur and happen. But it's how you get over that and you move on from that. If you learn by your mistakes and move on and don't repeat the mistakes, then life can be happy. So getting back to the Philippines, as I say, the Philippines, I'm going to do Mageti and Dipolog, and I might, if I've got time, I'll have a look at Cebu and things like that. And that is a fact-finding situation that when I go back to the UK, I'll be contacting the Department of Work and Pensions and asking them if I live 6 months in the Philippines and 6 months in Thailand, will I still qualify for my pension rise? And what I'll do, I'll look at getting a cheap condo or an apartment registered in the Philippines and get my money sent over to the Philippines so I qualify for the income. But again, it's a logistics question. It's a logistics fact-finding mission. And if I can do it that way, then I'll do it that way. And I'll gladly pass on the information as well to those many people who keep asking me about it. Question, Les, did all the talk about tax in Thailand die away? Yeah, believe it or not, the tax situation still hasn't been resolved. They said they were going to resolve it back end of last year, but it's still up in the air and there's no black and white situation to it. They've sort of just like, yeah, okay, forget about that. There's nobody imposing it. There was talk about they were going to put it as part of a process to get your retirement. You have to have a tax ID number and prove that you don't need to pay tax. None of that has happened. And I don't think it ever will. It's just one of them things. At the time, it's a knee-jerk reaction, and it happened, and it got a lot of people flustered. It made the tax people, I was going to swear then, but it made them a bucket load of cash. The agent that I was talking to charged 7,000 baht, 7,000 baht to get your tax ID number. We helped 4 people get the tax ID number, and the tax ID number was free. We just went to the tax office, and at the time, she did the translations, and the 4 people who needed to get a tax ID number came out the office 15 minutes later with the tax TIN number, job done. Not £7,000. And again, it was a panic thing that, oh, you got to get your tax, you got to get your tax, you're going to be fine, blah, 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 blah. And no, it wasn't, because it still hasn't been sorted out. Department of Work and Pensions have already told you no. No, that they haven't told me no. They told me under the decision maker told it, because I told them I was going to live in a reciprocal country for 6 months and then move to a non-reciprocal country and then move to another reciprocal country. So it was a different scenario. It was a different question. But all you need to do is to prove that if I've got a condo or a lease agreement in the Philippines, that shows intent that I want to live in the Philippines. It's up to me where I move to somewhere else, but as long as I can show them I've got a visa and accommodation for a year, that shows intent that I want to live in the Philippines. So that's what I'm saying. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and I'm going to have a look at another way to see if it can be done. And if it can be done, then I'll share it. So instead of knocking it, hopefully that somebody finds the solution and an answer to it, and then it benefits everybody. Okay. I can't believe you are losing weight right now. Your ex must have been fattening you. No, I was on my diet before we parted. I was on the keto diet. I've gone down from 118 kilos down to 95 kilos now. So that's not too bad, is it? For 600 quid a month, so 5% of 30 quid, I can't be, well, but times that over a number of years, 4 or 5 years, and then it makes a difference, doesn't it? Is it easy to open a bank account in the Philippines? I don't know. These are the things that I'm going to be asking when I go over. Well, when I talk to the Filipino, Marianne, next week sometime, I'll be asking these questions. He didn't reply to the dyed hair. Never dyed my hair. Never ever dyed my hair. I've still got grey bits and a few grey bits in my eyebrows. So no, I've never dyed my hair. I go all gracefully, and I've got some white bits in there now through painting. When I painted the wall white. Feelings sometimes prevent you from eating. You either eat more or less. No, I've got to say that that's never interrupted my eating patterns because of what's happened with breakup and things like that. I just take it and move on with it. So no, I purposely lost the weight because being fat and overweight, 24 kilos is a lot of weight to carry around 24 hours a day. I'm on no medications whatsoever. My blood pressure is down to normal now, and I feel great. I'm much more active. I can move around a lot better, and it doesn't hurt your joints as much as what you used to do when you're overweight. So yeah, there you go. I got a TIN number and done 2 years tax records, and the total cost so far is zero. Well done. So, but some of these tax experts would have charged you an arm and a leg to give you that tax receipt, zero required. I heard Cebu is a good place as an initial base of the Philippines. I want to live near a beach. And I've been told that Cebu is almost a day away from some nice beaches, where Dumaguete, half an hour, and you could be at like several locations for good beaches. Apparently there's 7,000 islands in the Philippines. So I love living near the sea. So that is going to be my first place of call, which is Dumaguete. Why do you want to live in the Phillies when Thailand is great? Surely not for 30 quid a month. No, it's different. It's not just for the money, but the money is a part of it as well. But I've traveled all over Thailand. I've been all over Thailand in the 13 and a half years that I've been here. And maybe it's time to look elsewhere. So if I lived another 15 years in the Philippines, because the Philippines is quite a big place to go and investigate as well. Thailand is a beautiful place, it is, and I live in a beautiful house and beautiful part of it. But I've also got the travel bug. And if I don't do it, say in the next 5 years until I'm 70, because when I get past 70, I might not have the energy to do all of these things. So I want to go and travel now whilst I can. And I'm not ready for me pipe in me slippers and me dog yet. So when I'm ready for me pipe in me slippers, that's when I'll decide where I want to live, either here in the Thailand or maybe it's over the Philippines or Vietnam. Who knows? just let's see what happens in the next few years or so. Les, what about living in Argentina? I've never been to Argentina. No idea what Argentina's. Well, I mean, other people have said Panama. Other people have said Portugal. Portugal is a nice place. I've never been, but it is one of the top places to live. I'll go and have a look there as well. I don't need a lot. I don't need any fancy cars or fancy houses. I'm quite minimalistic as far as living wise is concerned. When all said and done, I was living in a tin garage in the middle of France, and I loved it. And I'm thinking, why do I want to build a house when I can live in a tin shed? So yeah, again, looking at what options are available and choosing, and that's the best part of it, is that I have the choice to do anything. I've got the funds to be able to do it, and I'm going to explore every avenue that I can do. Let's put on weight because he likes wedding cake. I did like wedding cake. I like cake. That's just it. I like cake. If you want to put a wedding cake, birthday cake, Christmas cake, anniversary cake, as long as it's cake. Les, Red Gardens at Awesome Beach. I shall be having a lemon top on the beach when I get there. She'll be having, because other people have asked me when I was having me coffee and me cheese toasties on the beach here where I am, I shall try to find a coffee and 2 toasties and seeing how much that is sitting on Redcar Beach. And it'll be a lot more than 82 baht, that's for sure. Go and live in the Maldives. The Maldives is only, I think, 2.5, 3 hours away from here. Is that the Maldives, or is that there's 2 islands? Anyway, we live near a beautiful island that's only 2.5, 3 hours or so away. And my friend, I think, went to the Maldives for 2 weeks with his wife, and they were nearly choking each other because there was literally nothing to do. Stunningly beautiful it may be, but when there's nothing to do also, then that drives you around the bend. I've got sort of the best of both worlds where I live here, because I'm 3 hours away from Bangkok, and that's all it took me to get to Bangkok, and I like Bangkok. I didn't like it at first, but it's grown on me. There's many things to do in Bangkok, and it's a lovely place, and it's safe. I never ever felt threatened or unsecure in Bangkok. It was a lovely location, and I walked almost everywhere, and I enjoyed it. Pattaya, an hour and a half away, Sin City, but it can be fun and it can be exciting. 3 hours away from Koh Chang, 30 minutes away from Koh Samet, 8 minutes drive away from a beautiful beach. So yeah, a lot of it ticks the boxes living here also. Here we go, slagging off. When did I slag off the UK again? If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Just switch off, matey. You know, just go and annoy somebody else. Cambodia. The only things I've heard about Cambodia is Siam Reap and forget the other place now. Sihanoukville. Them's the only 2 places that I've heard people mention. Where Thailand, there's like numerous places, isn't there? I fancy traveling Indonesia for a few months earlier next year. I went to Bali. We went been to Bali once before. Then I went for our honeymoon to Bali for a month. We came back after 3 weeks. Thailand is much better than Bali, in my opinion, as well. Maldives is in the Falkland. I was thinking the Maldives. Maybe I read that wrong there. The Falkland Islands. I don't think I'd like to go down anywhere near there. It feels a little bit cold, and I don't like the cold. Les, you are a non-resident in the UK. With regards to paying tax, Thailand has reciprocal agreements. I might be a non-resident of the UK, but I still have to pay tax on my fire brigade pension because it's an income from the UK. There's no way around it. As far as paying tax in Thailand, because it's a government pension, I don't have to pay any Thai tax, so I'm covered. I don't even have a TIN number because there's no need for me to have a TIN number. So my tax is okay. But my state pension, according to the Thai experts, is taxable. So I could end up paying tax on my state pension if the tax situation ever alters in Thailand, which I don't think it ever will. Okay, right, let's have a look. There we go. Lived in Bangkok for 10 years, always felt safe. Yeah, it is a safe place. Indonesia is really a nice country. Yeah, I mean, there's other parts. Indonesia is a big place as well. So yeah, there's places you can go and visit there as well. Again, the world's my option now, isn't it? I can go exactly where I want to do. And I appreciate the people's comments and suggestions to go and have a look. Yeah, the Bartbus guy is an absolute tosser, Les. Yeah, I've just blocked him, so let him, Again, I'm very, very tolerant, and I listen to what people have to say and criticism, but yeah, I've got the power of the remote control here. I can block anybody if I want, and I don't like blocking anybody because everybody's opinion, whether it's good or whether it's bad, it's their opinion. But when you become abusive and like, then I'll just block them. And if they don't like the content, they don't have to watch it. They can go and look at something else on the TV. Les, my account in the UK is now completing the documents, so I don't pay tax in the UK, including pensions, if more than makes up for not receiving the pension increases. Well, the accountant that I talked to, the accountant that I talked to said that I can't stop from paying tax because it's an income derived from the UK, so therefore I will be taxed on it. But hey ho, that's the way it goes. Maybe you need to talk to somebody else. But we shall see, won't we? Hang on, let's have a look. So if anybody's got any questions that they want to ask, please send me an email to this address, and if you've got any questions that you want to ask, then please feel free to ask. I'll answer to the best of my ability, and if I can't answer you, then I'll send you to the people that can answer. So we've been going for almost an hour and a half now. Excuse me. So let's have a look, see where else there is. Right, fuel costs over here. Fuel costs over here it does affect everything over here, but not to the same extent as it does in the UK. The cost of fuel over here has gone up by 10 baht, which is like 20 pence. So it's gone up from 28 to 38, but apparently it came back down to 36 the other day. So us Westerners can tolerate that type of increase, whereas for the Thai people, it's like everywhere else in the country. It's like the UK, when it's gone up to £2 a litre, then that just has a knock-on effect to everything else. And the only people that are winning in this situation in the UK is the government, because they're charging, VAT on the increase. So it's like one of the journalists said the other day, they are making over £20 million a day in extra revenue, and they ain't going to sniff at that. They're going to take that, and they're not going to give anything back to anybody. They're going to take that, and it's money in their coffers to ease their situation, if you like. Robert, hi Les, hope you're doing well. Okay, I'm doing okay. Thank you very much for asking. somebody else having a conversation there. So yeah, has anybody got any other questions that they want to ask? What time is it now? It is 4:20. So yeah, 4:20. Just trying to think. I'm lost for words. So my plans for the end of this month, I want to keep the garden all cut and straight, and I'm going to do the hedges and the grass before I go. And I'm going to Pattaya 2 nights before I fly, because I'm going to go down to Pattaya, see a couple of friends for 2 nights, and then just catch the bus from Pattaya to the airport, which is only 140 baht, and fly to London. People ask me why I fly to London as opposed to flying to Newcastle. It saves me a couple of £100 flying to London as opposed to flying to Newcastle. And once you take my train into consideration, I'm about £150 better off, and I'm in no rush. So I've got the time to be able to travel to London and then get the train. It's only 3.5 hours from King's Cross up to Redcar, and I only have to get off the train once. And so it's an hour from Newcastle back to home on the train. So swings and roundabouts. And I like the train travel as well, and I'm in no rush to get there. Then I come back home to Thailand on the 9th of June, and I'm here for 2 weeks to reacclimatise back to get over the jet lag, and then I fly to the Philippines. Now, flying to the Philippines up to Dumaguete, that can take anywhere up to 12 to 14 hours, which is, considering the Philippines is only 3.5 hours away from here. It's getting the connecting flights. They're not big on different times for different flights. Basically, I get into Manila, then I have to fly the following day, because when my flight lands in Manila, it's at a different time to the plane traveling over to Dumaguete. So considering it's not too far away, it can take like 14, 15, 16 hours or so to get to where I want to go. And I don't want to be doing that when I'm coming from London or back from the UK over to the Philippines, because otherwise it's going to take 30 odd hours, which is crazy. So that's where I'm going to come and come back to the Thailand, readjust to the jet lag, sort my house out again, cut the grass, cut the hedges, and then go over to the Philippines for a little while, for a month, maybe 2 months. I'll see how it goes. Let's just pay an electrician £550 to run a cable from a house to the garage. You could be a millionaire back here as a Sparky. Wow, 550 quid. I did a little job for a friend of mine. Yeah, and I came out with 25 quid, £25 in my pocket for a day's work. I'd sooner have earned the 550 quid than the 25 quid, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, electricians now, I could earn a lot of money being an electrician, but again, money wasn't my quest. Retirement and having the choice to work or not to work, that was my goal, and I managed to do that from the age of 50. So I've never had to work, but if I have worked, I've chose to work to do anything. But yeah, I still do my electrics over here. Every now and then I help people out, because I'm a nice guy. I help out with the cat sanctuary. I help out people with electrical problems. I'm always a guy that can do something. How are you going to dismantle all of your solar system? No, I'm not. Whoever buys the house gets the solar system with it. There's no need to undo the solar system. I'm waiting for the electricity bill. Last month it was 302 baht, the electricity bill. So I'm waiting to see how much it is, because it's a full month of me living on my own. So it'll be interesting. So I'm expecting it to be 350. I've used the air conditioning a little bit more because we are in peak hot season now. So 350 baht, I think. So no, the solar system will stay in the house even if I left the house, it'd still be there. I've had a nightmare before renting a house out. Wouldn't do it again. Yeah, again, there's lots of bad stories with people renting houses out, getting absolutely fleeced off. And there's people that can live there up to a year, because they can, 18 weeks officially it takes it, but it can be up anywhere up to a year or 2 years before you get them out of the house. I'd be interested to hear your opinion of the Philippines when you've spent some time there. Yeah, again, I'm looking forward to doing it. And again, it's another video, a content video. And it all starts with Marianne from the Philippines. So if you want to know any questions yourself, go and ask her. It's Marianne and she's the Filipino vlogger, nice lady. And I'll be getting a lot of answers off her, and she'll be sort of, as I help people coming over to Thailand, she's going to be helping me going over to Dipolog or Dumaguete. I think Dipolog is about an hour away from Dumaguete, something like that anyway. But again, it's going over to the Philippines with my eyes open and having somebody to guide me, if you like. And that's going to be difficult to do, because it's usually me that gives the people the information. But I'm in the situation where I've never been into that country before. And I'm like a newbie over in the Philippines, like newbies over the Thailand. You've got to have your wits about you and tread carefully, if you like. But I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm looking forward, and I'll be given like daily or 2 or 3 vlogs a week with regard to the Philippines. This is negative, Les, but you have considered fuel shortages in the Philippines, maybe getting stuck there, or even food supply issues to where you are. Yeah, the fuel increase has doubled in the Philippines. But again, I'm like 2 months or so away from going to the Philippines, so fingers crossed. I'm only going to book my flight to the Philippines once I come back to Thailand. And if it's everything settled back down, then I'll do that. But if it's still all up in the air, then I'll put off my Philippines trip and I'll go a little bit later. Oh, you've missed an hour and 32 minutes of talking. So just go back to the beginning and look at the rerun. And give me a thumbs up if you like it. Thanks very much for watching. I've been to 75 Thai provinces so far. About 10 of them I think I could live in. I would say the only other place that I would say I would live in, and I'm on about going to the Philippines, I'm going to Pai, I think, for Christmas. Pai is the only other place that I would consider living in, and it's nowhere near the coast. It's right up in the mountains, but the stunningly beautiful views that they have would compensate me missing the sea. I love Pai. I've been there 5 times and I absolutely love it. So I was thinking of going up there and staying there for a month to get the full feeling of if I could live there in Pai. So that's going to be Christmas time, Christmas and New Year in Pai. Normally I used to do Christmas in Pai and then go to Chiang Mai and do the New Year in Chiang Mai. But I'm going to do both Christmas and New Year in Pai, I believe, unless things change. Safe travels, Les. Thanks very much. Pai. Pai is a beautiful place. It's chilled out. But the last time I was there, there's a bit of a problem with the Israelis there. Apparently the Israelis are causing problems. And some of the restaurants had notices saying Israelis not welcome at this restaurant. So looking into it, there is a few problems. You know, they've got kibbutzes up there, and apparently they're loudmouthed and abusive. And I did see a little bit of that. There was something like 10 or 12 pickup trucks full of young Israeli people that have been tubing, and they're all drunk and loudmouthed and shouting and swearing at each other. So, but I think you get that in any local place. Alcohol and young people mix together, and they can become loud and abusive. Again, Songkran. you know, sad to see all of the drunken people fighting on the streets because alcohol and partying doesn't mix, and other substances that they may be using as well. So no matter where you are in the world, there's always a touch of violence no matter where you go. There's nowhere full of happiness and sweetness and never ever any trouble. Retire, don't give up. Hello, Les. Hello, Scott. I'm still kicking. Hello there, Dave. Talking to you. Nice talking to you again. I talked to Dave earlier on this morning. Again, Dave's another guy. Retire, don't give up 2.0. Again, he's running a YouTube channel. A Canadian guy, lives up in Pe, towards the Chiang Mai area. Nice guy, open and honest, as with everything. He's been here for 2 years. So again, if you want to ask anybody a newbie questions, he's the guy to ask. I mean, I've been here 13 and a half years, so you know, I've got all over the newbiness. But I will be like a newbie in the Philippines. You know, I'll be looking at everything, and trust goes a long way, and gut feelings go a long way as well. So hopefully my instincts, gut feeling, and streetwise will keep me in good spirits and good ways of thinking in the Philippines. But I dare say there'll be scammers everywhere as well in the Philippines. So good or bad, I shall be reporting on it, you know, and what goes on and what doesn't go on. It'll be on my YouTube channel. Views don't mean much for me. I went to Finland driving 1 hour of the fjords and mountains, then it just got boring. I love my views. I've seen I've seen many beautiful things around the world. Because when I retired, I traveled around the world for a year, and I went to some beautiful, stunningly beautiful places. And I've got to say, the number one stunningly beautiful place that I can say that I've been to is Sapa in Vietnam. And that certainly beat the Hawaii, the New Yorks, the Grand Canyon, New Zealand. New Zealand comes a very close second to the most stunningly beautiful places that I've seen around the world. But New Zealand, we travelled around New Zealand in a camper van for 3 months and loved every minute of it. Again, a camper van. I love the camper van life in New Zealand. I can go and do that again if I want to. I've even looked about getting a camper van here and renovating it and doing it. There's many options. I've got too many options. We'll be doing a cigar tonight, but could take a few days to edit it with DaVinci Resolve. It's a learning curve, Dave. You'll get there, mate. But your cigar nights are always good. I always like watching your cigar nights because he's another down-to-earth guy, and he's good to listen to. Philippines, what? Been there once, never went back. Thailand now for 15 years. Yeah, well, I've been to Thailand for 13 and a half years, and I've never been to the Philippines, so I might not like it. I mean, some people say they love it or hate it, but I'm going to say, I was talking to an American in Pattaya the other day. He lived 3 years in the Philippines, and he much prefers Pattaya than the Philippines. And again, he'd been in Pattaya for 3 years, so 3 years in the Philippines, 3 years in Pattaya. He said, I much prefer Pattaya. His major complaint was that he couldn't get away from the roosters or just the general background noise with motorbikes and just noise pollution, he said. And I'm thinking, well, he lives in Pattaya, which is very noisy, but he didn't say whereabouts. He might live on the dark side, so it's a bit more quieter. But it's like where I live here. It's peaceful, it's quiet. You get the occasional roosters. There's birds in the background. It's a beautiful location. I'll be very hard pressed to find somewhere as beautiful as where I'm living now. Get yourself to, I've been to Vietnam. I love Vietnam. I've traveled from the south of Vietnam right up to the north of Vietnam. Da Nang was beautiful. Hanoi, I like Hanoi. I like, again, city life, beautiful, but Sapa, number one. Lampang, I liked, maybe the most beautiful train station in Thailand. I've not been there, but I've got to say one of the best 7-Elevens with a view, Phetchabun, with a Buddha statue where there's 5 Buddhas type of thing. But just behind there, there's some coffee shops with stunningly beautiful views, and then there was a 7-Eleven with a better view than the coffee shops, and half the price. So I did a video about, this could be the 7-Eleven's best view. 7-Elevens are everywhere, and I love 7-Eleven. Even when I went down to Bangkok, I went to the Icon Siam for something to eat because I was feeling peckish, and Icon Siam over Songkran was packed to the rafters. If I'd have got something to eat, trying to find a seat to eat it would have been almost impossible. I went on every floor, and every restaurant was full. So I ended up in Icon Siam 7-Eleven shop, and I got 2 burgers, 72 baht, and I sat on the steps outside of Icon Siam eating 2 7-Eleven burgers. It's 7-Eleven in one of the most expensive shopping malls in the whole of Thailand, 7-Eleven. So yeah, 7-Eleven food is okay. I couldn't live on it every day, but most times it's okay. Let's seen any snakes. I've seen a few snakes, but thankfully I've never seen a cobra here. I wouldn't want to see a cobra, but I've seen some snakes and that. Yeah, I've had a couple of snakes in the house, but only grass snakes or tree snakes. They're not venomous. But again, I take big steps in the opposite direction if I see a snake. I hated it. Philippines, never again. I'd booked for 3 weeks, went with a friend who lived there, got back after 10 days. I mean, yeah, the Philippines, it's not a nice place. I won't say your words, but not very nice. Yeah, I've got to go and see myself, don't I? Many people have said the Philippines isn't the best place to live, but then again, there are some guys on various YouTube channels who say Philippines is a lovely place. So I've got to go and see with my own eyes and base my own opinions on it. I am in Buriram, and only my last drive up to Pattaya to Buriram, no queues. Hi Les, looking good, mate. It's a shame that some foreigners ruin it for others. Love Thailand. I'm coming back this year to look at retirement options, and we'll be visiting Rayong. Well, if you're visiting Rayong, just send me an email and we'll have a coffee or some lunch at 3 Beach. 3 Beach, I always meet everybody there. It's a beautiful location right on the beach, and the food prices is very, very reasonable. I had chicken and cashew nuts with rice and a pineapple shake, 230 baht last night. I had that for my evening meal. I've got to say, I've cooked very little on my own here. I eat out most days because it's just as cheap to eat out, and it's nice because it gets you out of the house as well, and you meet other people, and it's not too expensive. And as far as money's concerned, up to now, we're on the 19th, I've spent 15,000 baht just on me, and that was including going to Bangkok with the petrol and not the hotel costs, because the hotel costs were paid months ago, but up to now 15,000 baht, and that includes 2 buckets of paint and some adhesive. The buckets of paint were 900 baht each, so actually without the paint and that, I probably spent about 13,000 baht on me. And I'm expecting to spend between 20 and 25,000 baht. And if you put the rent on top of that, which I'm paying 20,000 baht a month, I'm living on 40 to 45,000 baht a month, very, very comfortably. And again, you don't have to have a 20,000 baht house. I'm buying the house, that's why it's 20,000 baht, as opposed to just renting it. Renting it would only cost me 12,000 baht a month. So if you say 20,000 baht a month plus the 12,000 baht a month for rent, 32. So easily easily you can live here as a single guy for 40,000 baht a month, quite easily. It's sort of catch-22 here. If you go to the beautiful places and islands, you will encounter crap, loads of power cuts constantly. If you stay in Manila, almost no power cuts, but it's sort of pointless. If I found somewhere that I like to live in the Philippines, then I'd put solar on, just purely and utter for the brownout, because that's one of the main things that people complain about is the power outages. But I've got solar here as a backup for like 500 or 600 quid. If the power goes out, I've got the internet, I've got the fans, I've got my TV, I've got my computer. I'd be okay with that. So for 500 or 600 pounds in the Philippines, if I rented a house, I'd spend that without a heartbeat. So I've always got electricity. And why people don't do that, I don't know, especially if there's lots of brownouts. Putting solar system isn't expensive at all. It's trying to run the house totally on solar. That's when it becomes expensive. But if you just want a backup system that gives you a fan and being able to watch the TV or your computer, 500 or 600 pounds is no problem. Hi Les, you've been trying to learn the Thai language a bit more now. Any tips? Yeah, I have tried to learn Thai a little bit more, but the Thai people just like, So again, I've got nobody to put me right for pronunciation. I've tried, but it's still difficult. Even I tried to order the meal in Thai yesterday at the 33 Beach. So she didn't understand it in Thai, and it's only when I pointed it and I spoke English, she said, "Oh, yeah, okay." So yeah, Thai is still very difficult, but I'm still trying, and I've learned a few more words, just single words. Not, but I know a little bit more now than for the past 4 weeks I've been listening to Thai, but it just doesn't stick for some reason. You keep saying you are buying the house, but you're not. That it will never be. Yeah, okay, come on, yeah. I keep saying I'm buying it, and I am buying the house, and I know it'll never ever be mine. But because I'm buying the house, it means I can sell it, and if I sell it, then I get the money refunded to me. So if I rented it, then I'd get nothing back at all. But because I'm buying it on the grounds that I'm buying it with, on the rent to buy scheme, I can sell the house, and then the money becomes mine. So therefore, rent free. So hopefully that answers your question. I know, and it's been pointed out, and I've also pointed out to many people that you can never own the land over here in Thailand, but there's ways and means of doing anything and everything here in Thailand. And because I'm buying it on a rent-to-buy basis, I can sell the house, which I've been given permission of the landlady to sell the house. So once the lady is paid her money that I've agreed to pay, then any money that surplus becomes mine. So therefore it means rent-free. Les, would 13 million baht and pension 40,000 baht be enough to live in Thailand for good? Probably, yes, I would say 100%. You can live on 40,000 baht, and having 13 million baht pension, yeah, you could live very, very well on that amount of money here. You can't own a house, but you can get a 30-year lease. You can own a condo, though. Yeah, you can own a condo, but what people also fail to say about owning a condo, you can only own a condo if the situation's right. Is that if there's, say, 100 condos, 51 of them condos have to be in Thai names, and the other 49 have to be, or don't have to be, but can be in foreign. So if the balance is wrong, then you can't sell your house to another foreigner. It has to be a Thai person, and the Thai person would never ever give you the price that you're asking for. So living in Thailand is a different way of owning or buying houses or lease agreements and things like that. If you want to, and I've mentioned this earlier on, so for those people who were just tuned in or whatever, have a look at Lawyers for Expats, Brian. There are 5 ways in which you can legally buy or own or have security of the property that you want to buy. I agree, you will never ever own the land, and that's impossible to own the land, but you can take safeguards and security that you will never ever lose that property to your wife or your partner or anybody else whatsoever. You can secure that. You can secure the rights that if you want to sell it one day, then you can sell it. So there are 5 legal ways of protecting the property that you want to own or buy. And if you want to buy it for your wife or your partner, then you can do it also. Then you can still secure the payments. Is that you can take a 30-year lease with your Thai partner and then have restrictions or have an add-on to that 30-year lease that she cannot chuck you out after 30 years also. But again, Brian, Lawyers for Expats, ask him the questions. He's done a few videos on it. So there are ways and means of protecting your purchase. As I've done here, I'm buying this house on a rent to own basis. So at the minute, it's still in the landlady's name, but we've got legal agreements set in place. So I am protected. So nothing can be done to sort of take that away from me. If I sell the house, which I've been given permission to sell the house, she gets the money that we've agreed to in the first place, all done lawfully, legally and above board, and then any surplus, I get the money back. So therefore, it means I haven't paid anything in rent. So again, there are more ways to skin a cat than you think. Women of many countries are very revengeful. Many times what I said was a breakup, divorce. They file false cases. Yeah. Again, I've had a little bit of that in myself. I've been married 4 times, getting divorced for the 4th time. So I've been there, seen it, done it, got the T-shirt, and I've got to say this is the easiest divorce that I've ever had, and it's probably the most agreeable divorce, if you like. There's no nasty feeling, there's no bitterness, there's no anger into this. It's an agreement that we both come up with, and that's the way it goes. Depending on health insurance, why not just rent, hassle-free? Again, I decided not to rent because, again, I was married to Ploy, and it was going to be for our forever together type thing, the house. And therefore, she was 26 years younger than me. So therefore, when I died, and everybody's going to die, there was something to reward her, if you like, for spending the time with me. And if it only costs not much more than actually renting it, it gives her some financial security also. And I can't understand the guys who want to spend 15, 20, 25 years of their lives with a partner and die and leave them with absolutely nothing. I can't understand their way of thinking. Company buying a house is risky. There's been 76,000 companies being dissolved, and people have lost the house by doing that, because it's circumnavigating the situation. So therefore, the companies is no more. But have a word with Brian from Lawyers for Expats. There's a way around that, a lawful way of doing it as well. If she kicks me out, we'll move away. Don't spend money here you can't afford to lose. Yeah, I agree 100%. I would agree with that. Don't spend money here that you can afford to lose. But there's also ways of protecting that amount of money that you're paying here. So therefore, have a word with the lawyers, take precautions, protect what you have. Thank you. I can insure myself. Okay. I'm paying 200k Thai baht insurance for me and my wife, not in Thailand, because coverage here is limited. That's a lot of money. But then again, I suppose it's for 2 of you for insurance. I'm with Pacific Cross, and I pay, it'll be 25,000 baht this year for 700,000 bahts worth of cover. Not a lot of money, but I'm quite a healthy guy, So it's a sticking plaster. So it's better than having nothing at all. I shouldn't laugh, Les, but the easiest divorce you've ever had makes you want to get married again. I'm never going to say never. And there's reasons for that. But again, it's too long-winded to go into for that. Do what Thailand bound does. Mrs. get the mortgage, he pays it. Well, again, yeah, there's ways and means of doing that. Yeah, but do you think he actually looks happy? You know, I've watched him on a few of his videos, and I appreciate she wants her own privacy, but he keeps filming her, and when she's looking away, and people are he gets a lot of trolls and a lot of bad comments type of thing, but he sort of brings it on himself in a little way. But I agree with what you're saying. She gets the mortgage and he pays the income. And a friend of mine told me about that, and is why we've got the buy-to-let mortgage or buy-to-let agreement. And if I wanted to, if it didn't work out, I could just walk away. And all I've literally lost is the little bit amount of money that I pay over and above what it would cost me to rent it. So it's not a big loss if I just walked away. Because employer, as it was, she would have got nothing out of it also. And all I've lost is a little bit more money than if I'd have just rented it. But with the way that I've done it, I can sell the house, pay the landlady off, and whatever money I paid into it, get that back also. So it's a win-win situation for me. So that's what I'm saying. If the house sells, it sells. If it doesn't sell, well, then I'm not losing anything extra, am I? Because I would have had to pay this amount, well, 12,000 baht, probably would have been 15,000 baht now anyway, to rent the house. So in the big scale of things, there are ways that you can navigate around the system that helps everybody. And I've got to say it's a win-win situation for me. I can walk away with no worries. Like the guy who said a little bit earlier, don't invest any more than what you can walk away and lose. And I haven't lost a lot of money if I just walked away from this place. But I'm not going to do that because I love the house that I'm in. And there are ways and means of how I can secure it once I pay the last payment off. And I can have this house fully paid off for in another 3 years. And then, so that gives me 3 years in which to sort out a plan where I don't lose anything. And at present, I'm not losing anything anyway. We are selling our house in Pattaya weekend. Oh. Live in a tent. No, I live in a caravan or a van. I love my caravan. I travelled all around UK and Europe on my caravan and I loved it. I could live in a caravan permanently. Again, I'm looking at a camper van. I was going to spend 6 months in the UK and travelling around Europe, but with Europe now, because of Brexit, you're only allowed 90 days in Europe and then you have to leave the country for 90 days and then before you go back again. So that created a few more problems. But tent, no, I need a little bit more comfort than tents nowadays. So a van, I was thinking about buying a van here also in Thailand, and that's another, property. That's another content promoting video and just traveling around Thailand in a van. I can get a second-hand van for 80 to 100,000 baht, and then just because I'm quite good DIY and I could renovate it myself. And again, it's just great content, but it's not set up around here for campsites and things like that. I mean, hotel rooms are cheaper, so if I was going to do that, I'd do it make it into a day van so I can just sit all day admiring the views at the beaches or things like that and stay in a hotel, because it'd just be too hot staying in a van, even with the full air conditioning and stuff like that. Why spend all of that money for air conditioning when you can get a hotel room for 400 or 500 baht a night with a shower facilities and everything. So yeah, again, I've got many options, but I still like traveling around in the van idea. We are selling our house in Pattaya as well. We have the time, but it's difficult nowadays with the debt debt rising. The debt in Thailand is astronomical now. It is really, really very busy, very high. So that's going to cause problems in Thailand for sure. One day it'll come to bite them on the bum. That's for sure. Thailand bound looks happy enough for me. Yeah, the dog chews up everything. It pees on the grass, so it's killing his grass. So he's on about putting astroturf down now to try and stop the grass from dying. It just comes across that he doesn't appear very happy. I know he wasn't very happy when she gave up the job to be with him, so they're going traveling all the time, and then she got a job at the hospital, and even now she's reducing the hours to 3 or 4 days a week working at the hospital. It's not what he wanted, but hey ho, that's the way things go, doesn't it? Again, we all put up with what we put up with, and best wishes to Thailand bound. I hope he finds what he wants and he's happy with everything. But just coming across, he doesn't appear to be as happy as what he thinks he is. Question, Les. I'm pretty sure if you travel between different countries, you shouldn't be paying tax in the UK on your pension, as you should not be a resident in the UK as you've been away more than 6 months. Well, when I talked to the tax people, they said because it's a UK-based income, I still have to pay tax and there's no way around it. So that's according to the tax office. So it doesn't matter whether I'm a non-UK resident, because it's the money that I earn in the UK, because it's a pension, it's taxed at the UK pension. It has to be taxed somewhere. If I live here, there, or everywhere, it can be taxed in Thailand if I don't pay tax in the UK. And I'm not resident in Thailand. I'm not resident anywhere else. So unless I become a non-resident by tax laws, which is going to cost you money, and I've got to be resident somewhere, it creates all sorts of problems. It's not a lot of tax that I'm paying in the UK. It's manageable, but it is what it is. Most Thais don't pay tax. That's the problem. Yeah, I think if you earn less than 150,000 baht, you don't pay any tax. Are you getting a new girlfriend? No, nothing in the future for now. I'm happy being the way I am. It's just opened a few more doors. It took a little while to get used to it, and I've got to say it's not been easy. But here we are now, almost 2 months. And time is a great healer. I've been kept busy doing the things that I'm doing in the house. I've been to Bangkok, I've been to Pattaya, I've been to Koh Samet. So it's just keeping busy. If you keep you busy and occupied, so your mind's not dwelling on it, time is a great healer and you're just moving on. So no, at the minute, I'm not looking for a new girlfriend, because if I got a new girlfriend, what's the point of getting a girlfriend? In 2 more weeks, I'll be back in the UK. And I certainly won't be looking for a UK girlfriend. And then I come back to Thailand for 2 weeks and then I'll be going to the Philippines for a month. And if I got the Philippines for a month, why bother getting a girlfriend in the Philippines for a month? Because a month or 2 months after that, I'll be coming back to Thailand. So I'm going to look around whilst I can. A new girlfriend looking for a new girlfriend, not in the near future. But never say never. It will happen one day for sure, because I like being with somebody, living on my own. I've always lived with somebody. I think the longest I spent without living anybody was 9 months. And again, that was in Thailand. So no, let's see what happens. Sold my house in 2022 when the market was hot, and even then the hot market selling was a pain in the selling houses can be complicated. It doesn't matter if you don't live in England, money earned in the UK, tax in the UK. There you go. That in a nutshell is what I was told by the tax people, yeah. I live in a multi-million-dollar dog box in Sydney. No one can afford a decent house in Sydney. When I lived in Sydney for a month, it was the most expensive city I've ever been to in my life. Absolutely. We were paying £120 a night to live in a hostel at King's Cross over the Christmas and New Year period. Very, very expensive. Hi, Les. I met you a while back. You give more advice to my visa. Sorry to hear about you employ. You're looking good, mate. I wish you all the best in your life. Dave from Ireland. No problems. Thanks very much for your words of encouragement. Again, it's sad, but I'm not on my own. There are many people here around the world, and sadly, it's the way of the world. It happens. It's just, you just get over it and move on. And hopefully that's what I'm doing. Some of the guys I've watched over the last 3 years mostly talked about how wonderful the Philippines was. Now they're getting divorced and warning everybody about moving there. Hard to trust YouTube. Well, hopefully I give an honest and informative opinion. I talk about the good points and the bad points, and okay, I share my life on here. People know me good times and they've also known me bad times. I tell it how it is. I don't sugarcoat everything. This is my life, and this is what people see, and hopefully I come across, well, many people have said I'm open and honest and trustworthy, and I'd like to think so. But again, sometimes with some YouTubers, they do sugarcoat everything because it makes good viewing and getting the numbers up. It all helps their coffers as well for the YouTube. So again, yeah, there's a number of YouTubers have got divorced in the Philippines. We'll just see how it goes. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, who's to say that you can live a long and happy life, whether it's in Thailand or whether it's in the Philippines. I must admit, I thought they were putting on an act and pretending to be happy, having watched you in the past hour or so, past hour or 2 weeks. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I've had me ups and me downs, and maybe on some of my videos I haven't been as happy and cheerful as it can be. But, that's up to the circumstances. But I'm genuinely getting over it. It's been a painful part of my life, as any breakup for anybody is painful. But with acceptance and time, things start to heal and get better. I've got a good group of friends that, if they're going out for like a barbecue on the beach and stuff like that, they always invite me. I've got friends who ring me up, ask me if I'm okay, and I am okay. So having friendships, good friendships and loyal people around you also helps as well. And also keeping busy, like doing this house. I've been busy doing this house up, and I've enjoyed doing it. It keeps your mind occupied. But I'm looking forward to going to the UK. I'm looking forward to going to the Philippines. I'm sort of looking forward for the next 6 or 7 months, because I've got things, if pie comes off, I'm looking forward to that because I love pie anyway. So it's having the funds and the ability and the willingness to do anything. Nobody else is going to solve my problems but me. So it's me that has to kick myself up the backside and move on with it and get on and do other things. And again, that's what, if my only advice is, you've got to pick yourself up, dust yourself down, and just move on with it. Because at the end of the day, I've had more years behind me than I have in front of me. And I say that phrase many, many, many times, which is true. I'm coming up to 66 years old. I haven't got another 66 years in front of me. I've only got, at best, maybe 25, 30 years, if I'm lucky. So therefore, what a waste of life if you spend the next 1 or 18 months or 2 years being remorseful and regretful and like, woe is me, instead of getting on with it. Do it as best as you can for as long as you can. You seem very happy in yourself. I am. I can't complain. I'm okay. Oh, confused about the Filipino vlogger. That makes me think that you're Filipino. Shouldn't say. Yeah, sorry, I've left that up. I'm talking to a Filipino vlogger next week. I came onto this with a little bit earlier on. The girl, she's called Marianne, and she's from the Philippines. She's over here in Thailand at the minute. I met her over at the at Jomtien, and she's coming to Rayong next week. So we're going to do a video session together. So I'm going to ask her the questions. She's going to give me some answers, and she's also agreed to help me when I go over to Dumaguete or Dipolog, because I'm a boots on the ground type of guy, and it's a contact that I've got. And thankfully, Marianne, she's a Filipino vlogger. She's got 3,500 subscribers. So she's going to point me in the right direction and hopefully steer me right, because I help people coming over here to Thailand. And by helping people come to Thailand, I help them make few mistakes or keep them right, sending them in the right direction. And hopefully Marianne will do the same for me, point me in the right direction, tell me whether I'm doing good, whether I'm doing bad, what to avoid and what not to avoid. So yeah, I was just busy talking through the comments and when we had that section. But that was it. Filipino vlogger. Anybody that wants to look at her channel, have a look at the Filipino vlogger. She's full of good information. So hopefully that's wrapped up the Filipino vlogger thing. YouTube Geo in the Philippines got divorced and he's never been happier. Bad relationships happen all over the world, and some relationships are good, some relationships are bad. But many guys in the Western countries suffer. Again, it's sort of a contract, but it's a bad contract for guys getting married, because women get the most out of it. You know, you can marry a girl and she's never ever worked in her life, and you've done everything, but she can walk away with half of everything that you've ever owned and ever worked for. And whether she has an affair or whether she's just had enough of you, the women in the Western countries, especially America, end up, you know, having a better deal out of it than the guys. And they're wondering why the marriage rates have gone down in America. Again, there's lots of stuff on there. Myself, my ex-wife stopped me from seeing my kids for 9 months because she just made up some story, told the courts, and it took me 9 months of taking her to court to go and see my kids again. And of course, she just badmouthed me for many, many years. So I don't have the contact with my kids anymore now. So women, especially the Western women, can be evil so-and-so. And I can live without that also. But of course, I've got no kids over here. So it was a mutual separation. We both decided that this was the end. So it's an amicable agreement and an amicable divorce. This trying to drop down the line and ending up sending a message is bloody, and I don't know that. Then why did you marry 4 times? Because at the time, well, I got married the 4th time because I felt the 4th time getting married, Ploy was a lovely girl, and I'm never ever going to take that away from her. She was a nice girl, and we had a nice 9.5 years together. And we only got married after 2 years of being in together. And I got the impression she was, you know, she never took the mickey, never robbed me, never lied to me, never cheated to me. So I have a fire brigade pension that if I wasn't married, then my fire brigade pension dies with me. So by being married to Ploy, she would have got the fire brigade pension for the rest of her life. And that was my way of thanking her, of saying, thank you for being with me. This takes care of your financial future, because there is no benefit system over here in Thailand. There's nothing. If you don't work, then you die. So when we got married, for me, it was for the rest of my life. And she was going to be with me for the rest of my life. So by getting married, she got me fire brigade pension, which give her financial security for the rest of her life. Now, she walked away from that because of her son, and I've gone through that, and I don't want to go through all of that lot again in this video, but that was a decision that was made, and that's why I got married for the 4th time. Hi, Les, 4 single Les for loving it, peaceful life now, and now on my way to retire in Thailand. I think I got the best deal out of it all. Yeah, again, looking at the big picture, when I got divorced from my second wife, I remember her words. And I'll never ever forget them. Because I talked to my financial advisor. We had 3 houses, and we're just about to buy my 4th house. And I was working like 3 or 4 jobs, and she was at home looking after the kids. So then, anyway, long story short, we got divorced. So my solicitor and financial advisor said, Les, you're going to end up with all the debts. You're going to end up with everything, because she wasn't a joint card holder for the credit cards and things like that. And the loan that we got for the home improvement, it was all just in my name. So he said, you're going to end up with all the debts, and she's going to end up with no debts, and she can take half of your pension. So at the time, I looked at the bigger picture, and I was 8 years away from retirement. And we had 2 kids, so therefore she was always going to get the house anyway, because the courts look upon is the children's well-being, and they were only 9 and 7-year-old at the time. So she was always going to get the house. So I sort of negotiated, and I've done a video on this. Have a look at, I lost everything, or did I, on my videos. And I sort of negotiated. I took all the debts on and stuff like that. And she kept the house, but I kept my pension. And 8 years later, and her words in the court were, I thought you had a good solicitor until I got everything. And my final words to her was, well, you might have won the battle, but you haven't won the war. So I retired at the age of 50, traveled around the world. And of course, I sent my kids a postcard from every place I went, and I traveled around the world at the age of 50. And I've never really worked since. So I've been retired since 50. And she sat to work, albeit 16 hours a week. And she's got another 4 years before she can officially retire. So I didn't lose everything. I just negotiated and played with the system. And for me, I got the benefit out. I could retire at the age of 50, and I kept my pension. And I never, ever had to, okay, I paid maintenance for my kids, but as soon as the maintenance was finished, the money was mine then. So anybody going through a divorce, look at the bigger picture. Don't look at what you can get now. Just look at the bigger picture. Les likes wedding cake. Of course, just the word cake. I love cake. Birthday cake, wedding cake, Christmas cake, any cake. Any cake is lovely. 7-Eleven cakes are very nice and very reasonable. Les, is there an expat community in Rayong? Yes, there is. We have a brunch club every Thursday. We go for a brunch in 3 or 4 different restaurants. So we have a different meeting place every Thursday. There is an expat community group to tell you what goes on, what's happening in Rayong. Yeah, so yeah, everywhere in Thailand, there's a Facebook group. So just join the groups and you'll meet many interesting people. Les, how easy is it for an expat to sell their house in Thailand? Is it true that Thais are only interested in buying new or completely renovated houses? If using an agent to sell your home, how did you find it? I'm not using, I just put it on the internet just as see what people are interested in. I got 14,000, well, nearly 14,000 views on it, but it's not like the estate agent. The estate agent, sells it, and Thai people and foreigners look at it also. I got a lot of interest in the house, and a lot of bad comments as well. You can't own it, you can't buy it, you can't sell it, you can't do this, you can't do that. I wouldn't have put it on YouTube if I couldn't do what I said I'm going to do. There's ways and means around everything. But as far as Thai people is concerned, yes, they do like new houses, because Thai people have the beliefs of ghosts. And if somebody died in the house, then the ghosts are always going to be in the house. And everybody likes new condos, new houses, new everything, because it's theirs and they've put their mark on it. But foreigners who invariably, if you're married to a Thai person, they don't think the same way. I mean, like this house, we rented it for 5 years before I bought it, should say. So we know that, the cracks, the creaks, the groans, everything about it, and we know it was a solid house. But whereas if you buy a brand new house, you only get 1 year's warranty with it anyway. And we looked at some of the brand new houses that had rising damp also, and they were only a year old, and they're small and on an estate. Whereas this, it's established. We live in a beautiful village. There's lots of houses, high value houses around here, so it's not in a poor location. I mean, the views that I've got over the road is stunning. I live near the lakes, 8 minutes away from the beach. We looked at houses on an estate for 2 million or 2.5 million. I would have hated it. I would absolutely hated it, because it's like 60 or 70 houses all looking exactly the same. A friend of mine took me to a housing estate in Ban Chang. 405 houses on the estate. They all look the same. 405 houses. I like this. It's uniqueness. It's beautiful. It's in a nice location. Priceless in my mind. And the estate agent, I contacted the estate agent. They gave me a rough guide for the price, as did the landlady, who's got 15 houses in this area. So they know a thing or two about the prices of houses here. And they both came up with the same figure, 4 million. 4 million negotiating. And then you can always come down, but you can never go up. So 4 million is the asking price, but obviously it's up to negotiations. So, yes, it can be hard selling a house, but if you don't try to sell it, then you'll never know, will you? If it's the right price, right location, it'll sell. Like, there's no houses for sale in this village. There's got to be about 100 houses around this village, and not one's for sale. And as soon as they do come up for sale, they go very quickly. I'm in a similar situation as you. Thai wife will be getting my pension. The best advice on got the channel to leave written instructions for to how to get. Yeah, again, I've known a couple of people who've died, and their wives have no idea who to contact. I had a girlfriend in Bangkok 2002. She was that bad, I've never been back. Thailand bound made that mistake. Well, again, we live by we all make mistakes. Nobody has lived a mistake-free life, but it's what you learn from it. I live in an older 50-meter older condo, 5 minutes walk from Thangla BTS station. I pay 17,500 baht. Again, I lived in an older condominium in Jomtien, and that was beautiful, 65 square meters, and that was 15,000 baht a month. Beautiful, right on the Bart bus route, right next door to a couple of beautiful restaurants. But I just didn't like living in a condo. I had a massive balcony which overlooked the swimming pool and garden. It was beautiful, nice size, everything, but I just hated living in a condo. And like with this house, 12,000 baht a month in this house. I'd live in this house more. I wouldn't like to live in a condo ever again. This is enough. I could die here. I wouldn't pay 30,000 baht for 27 meters further away from the. All right. Okay. Good night, Les. Good luck with care from Scott New. Okay, thanks very much, Scott, for joining us. Much appreciated. As always, you're a regular member of the viewers. Thanks very much for your support. So, okay, like we've done 2 hours and 25 minutes, and it is 20 past 5 now. So I'm going to wrap up, and I'm going to go to the local beach bar, and I'm going to go and have something to eat. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. Much appreciated. As always, give it a thumbs up if you're still there and if you like the content. Again, if anybody's got any questions, please feel free to email me with lesliepearson58@yahoo.com. I read every comment and I answer every comment, and always answer the emails. So much appreciated. Thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks very much for joining us. So bye for now.